School leadership is not about position, it is about responsibility, resilience, and direction. You are watching Leadership Conversation with Alka Patta. Today's conversation features Mr. Aji Kumar, Principal of Mayoor School, Jaipur, sharing insights drawn from years of experience. Let's dive straight in. Mr. Kumar, let me begin by asking what is one leadership decision you took that truly transformed the culture of your school?
Yeah, thank you for introducing me. Of course, there are certain decisions that my school has taken that changed the school's culture. First of all, a defining leadership decision that we have taken in Mayoor School. It was a strategic shift from traditional rote-based instruction to a deeply experiential, integrated learning model that prioritize student agency, hands-on projects, critical thinking, and a real-world application of knowledge. Rather than just focusing only on the textbooks and memorization, leadership chose to embed experiential learning and personalized engagement into the core curriculum. So here, what we did is to encourage the students to explore, then inquire, design, and reflect. So this change reinforced a culture where every student is seen as an active participant in the class, and they became a part of the knowledge creation there. They are not just passive recipient of information. It has empowered both students and teachers to embrace curiosity, then autonomy, and collaborative problem solving. All this transferred the school climate into one of experimentation, resilience, and shared leadership.
In your experience, where do schools sometimes unintentionally fall short when it comes to supporting their teachers?
Good to hear this question. Yes, even the progressive schools often, unintentionally they fail to understand certain areas. First of all, it is a sustained professional development. Most of the schools, they train the teachers while they are onboarding them, but few of them they invest in ongoing trainings, and those trainings are very much necessary for making the teachers knowledge afresh, their systems afresh, and aligned with evolving best practices. Without this, even skilled teachers can stagnate or feel unsupported when they adopt any new methods. Second, I feel that the emotional and workload support. See, of course, teaching is relational and demanding. Schools sometimes they underestimate the emotional load and administrative burdens on teachers, leading to burnout of the teachers. And what happens? Ultimately, the teachers are unable to manage their workload and their personal time. Third area, I feel that voice in decision making. Teachers are closest to students in their learning realities, yet many schools still make pedagogical or policy decisions without consulting the teachers. So in this process, what happens is that the teachers feel that they are sidelined rather than empowered. In Mayoor School, we created an environment of experiential learning, and autonomy is one core part of our pedagogy. So an intentional focus is kept on the teacher agency, then reflective practices and collaborative design of learning experiences. All these help mitigate such gaps in the teachers, empowering the teachers, or making the teachers feel more a part of the system rather than sidelined.
If you could fix one thing in Indian schools tomorrow, what would it be?
I would like to fix many of the troubles, but most importantly, I would like to fix the imbalance between memorization and meaning, and put deep inquiry based experiential learning at the heart of every classroom. In too many Indian schools, excessive focus on rote memorization, test scores, and exam-driven pacing. These will limit students' critical thinking, creativity, emotional intelligence, and the joy in learning. Instead, we should focus more on how to think, question, design, create, and apply. The end result will be students would be more engaged, confident, and ready for real world challenges. Teachers would be collaborators in learning, not just deliverers of the content. Classrooms would be more like a laboratory where curiosity and growth mindset will be developed. So, education would become more acute and meaningful for different or diverse learners. These changes, we have taken it as the heart of Mayoor School's philosophy. This would far greater student potential improvement will be done, and it will prepare the young learners to face the fast growing and complex world where they are growing further.
From a leader's perspective, do you see it strengthening learning, or is it something schools must balance more thoughtfully?
I'm genuinely optimistic about technology in education, but only when it serves learning, not replaces it. At its best, knowledge is a powerful enabler. It personalizes learning, gives students access to world class resources, supports inclusive education, and helps teachers track progress more meaningfully. A child in a small classroom can today explore a virtual lab, collaborate globally, or learn at their own pace. And that is a big win.
Don't you think teaching has become just a job rather than a career?
Honestly, yes and no. And that tension is exactly where the real issue lies. For many, teaching has slipped into being just a job, mounting administrative work, constant compliances, exam pressure, parental expectations, and limited professional autonomy. These have drained the joy that once defined the profession. When survival takes over, finishing the syllabus, meeting deadlines, then ticking boxes, all these things make the profession a profession a hard one to select. But here is the other side, and it matters deeply. For those who still see teaching as a career, it remains one of the most impactful callings. A career grows, evolves, and leaves a legacy. A job ends at 3 p.m., but a career walks with students long after they leave the school. The tragedy isn't that teaching can be a job. The tragedy is when systems don't allow teachers to experience it as a career.
My sincere thanks to Mr. Aji Kumar, Principal of Mayoor School, Jaipur, for sharing such thoughtful and experience driven insights. Conversations like these remind us that strong schools are shaped not just by systems but by leaders who are willing to reflect, adapt, and guide with clarity. You were watching Leadership Conversations with Alka Patta, a space where real voices from school leadership come forward to inspire reflection across the education community. Because when leadership becomes more intentional, schools become more stable.